Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Coaching Katta. Stay home, stay safe and study with Coaching Katta. I am your online coach Mrs. Anupriti Gazre. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, then click on the subscribe button and stay connected. Press bell icon to get notifications. Today we are going to study Standard 10th Science 2. Chapter 2nd, that is life processes in living organisms part 1, and this is the first video of this chapter. So let's get started. In this video we are going to learn about these topics. First one, living organisms and life processes. Second topic, living organisms and energy production. So, the first topic is living organisms and life processes. In human body, various organ systems are continuously performing their functions. For example, movement, respiration, transportation, excretion, growth, reproduction, etc. These processes are going on continuously. Along with these systems and processes, our external and internal organs are also performing their functions. For these processes, living organisms need continuous source of energy. From where do they get energy? They get energy from the food they eat. Now, which are the main sources of energy? So, carbohydrates, fats, and lipids are the main sources of energy, and along with these, oxygen is also necessary. Sources of carbohydrates are milk, fruits, cane sugar, cereals, vegetables, etc. We get 4 kilocalorie energy per gram of carbohydrates. Now, this is the table in which types of nutrients and from where we get these nutrients are shown. So just go through the table. Human and other organisms consume fruits and vegetables. That is, they get energy from plants. But plants are autotrophs. They prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. They utilize some food for their own needs, and the remaining food is stored in different parts of plants, that are fruits, stem, flowers, etc. Now let us study the way by which energy is obtained. As you know that respiration is a process involving production of energy, typically with exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Respiration occurs at two levels. First level is body level respiration and the second level is cellular level respiration. At body level respiration, oxygen and carbon dioxide gases are exchanged between body and surroundings. This process is also called as external respiration. Cellular respiration carried out in mitochondria. This is also called as internal respiration. In this type, foodstuffs are oxidized with or without the help of oxygen, and on the basis of that, it is of two types, that is aerobic respiration and the other type is anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen and anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, more amount of energy is produced, and in anaerobic respiration, less amount of energy is produced. Daily need of energy is fulfilled with the help of carbohydrates that we consume. The energy is obtained in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate molecules. In aerobic respiration, glucose, that is C6H12O6, this is the type of carbohydrate, is oxidized in three steps. So let us see all the three steps one by one. First step is glycolysis. It occurs in cytoplasm. Glucose undergoes oxidation reaction and gets converted into pyruvic acid. Glucose contains 6 carbon atoms. After oxidation, it splits up into two parts called pyruvate, that is 3 carbon atoms per molecule. Glycolysis means glyco means glucose and lysis means breakdown. So it means breakdown of glucose. In this step, molecules of pyruvic acid, two molecules of ATP and two molecules of NADH2 along with water are formed. This pyruvic acid is then converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and again two molecules of NADH2 and carbon dioxide each are released. Now the second step, two molecules of acetyl CoA which are formed in the first step enter in the mitochondria and undergo cyclic chain reaction, which is also called as Krebs cycle. So Krebs cycle is the second step. In this step, acetyl part of acetyl coenzyme A is completely oxidized and carbon dioxide, water, NADH2 and FADH2 are formed. Long form of NADH2 is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide and long form of FADH2 is flavin adenine dinucleotide. The third step is electron transfer chain reaction. The molecules of NADH2 and FADH2 are enzymes formed in the cell and used in the cellular respiration. These two types of molecules take part in electron transfer chain reaction. From each of the NADH2, 3 molecules of ATP and from each FADH2, 2 molecules of ATP along with water are formed. This process is carried out only in mitochondria. That is, we say that energy is produced in mitochondria and therefore mitochondria are called as the powerhouse of cell. And this is the net reaction where glucose is completely oxidized in aerobic respiration and carbon dioxide, water are produced along with energy. Now this is the concept map or flow chart to remember this whole process. Just go through it and try to write down the steps in your own words. Now, if there is insufficient amount of carbohydrates in the body, Due to exceptional conditions like fasting or hunger, then lipids and proteins are used for energy production. In such a case, lipids are converted into fatty acids, whereas proteins are converted into amino acids. Fatty acids and amino acids are then converted into acetyl coenzyme A. After that, it is completely oxidized by Krebs cycle process in mitochondria. And in the end, energy is produced from lipids and proteins also. This energy is utilized by our body to perform various processes. Thus, today we learned about the process of energy production through aerobic respiration from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Try to write down the process of glycolysis and energy production from carbohydrates in your own words, and for that use the flowcharts that are given in the video. In the next video, we will learn about the anaerobic respiration. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and study with Coaching Katta. Thank you.